these secret agents bringing our invasion. We all know this is persuasion. All these secret agents bringing our invasion.
All right, what is going on, guys? It is Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Lebanese army has now withdrawn from the southern border with Israel. The Lebanese army has been seen withdrawing from several positions on the southern border with Israel, local residents and security sources told Reuters. There's a few ways to look at this. Again, Lebanese security sources said that the troops pulled back to at least 5 kilometers north of the border between Israel and Lebanon. However, an additional source from the Lebanese army refuted this statement, noting that the military had redeployed forces in southern Lebanon following the Israeli threats of a ground invasion. They say Lebanon's Al Jadid channel reported that the Lebanese army was asked by UNIFIL forces to evacuate its positions on the border in preparation for the expected Israeli ground operation. Again, the Israeli ground operation being an invasion. This is a massive, massive deal, and again, we got a lot to talk about in a short amount of time. Before we get started, though, make sure to go over and check out marfooglenews.com/EMP if you do want to protect your cars, trucks, motorcycles, and boats against any kind of EMP strike or a Carrington-level event from the sun. You definitely want to head over to marfooglenews.com/EMP. It's a device made by the same company that's outfitting agencies like DHS, DOD, called EMP Shield. It will ground the signal in less than 500 trillionths of a second before it's able to fry your car. That way you can get home to your family or get out to bug out. With all of the solar events happening right now and all of the threats, not only from major state actors with major EMP weapons, they're also talking now, DHS and FBI have warned about non-nuclear EMP devices. Small enough to fit in a backpack, but big enough to knock out a 5-mile radius, essentially cities. So again, go over and check it out, marfooglenews.com/EMP, and make sure to use the code MARF. Let's bring in my co-internet brother, Dex James. What is going on and how are you doing today?
Hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. I'm doing just fine.
So first of all, they're talking about Israel actually rolling in. Why don't you go over, we will use all the means that may be required and what else they're saying.
So we're going to walk you through what's actually happening. So that was the first step. That was potentially the Lebanese army pulling back. And when you think about that, you got to think about, are they in working with, or are they trying to stay out of the involvement with the T cell there, the T group, the Hez there? So, but now what the next step that went on. Yeah, go ahead.
Or did they know about something that's going to hit? Are they going to use a weapon there if they try to invade? That was my other thought, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And now what the next step is, they have started to go into the tunnels. So there's a huge tunnel network. There's been one for many, many years that was actually entered into Israel that they knew about. They went in and sealed it off. The assumption now is they're going through those tunnel networks to get into at least the underground portion of their network inside Lebanon. So that's the next step. And then, Adam, we can go to the one after that too.
So let's pull this up. IDF begins ground operation in southern Lebanon, attacking Hezbollah terror targets. Dex, do you want to just continue on?
Yeah, absolutely. So now we've gone through the tunnels, and now they're going in with tanks. They're rolling into the streets. They're actually crossing the border there and escalating an invasion into Lebanon. Now, it's questionable how far they'll go. If this is just, they're going to go after specific, targets there with the ones along the border that are specific to the T group that they're going after. Will this be much bigger? I think the big question is what's going to happen with the response and who will support them. We've heard specifically from Erdogan in the past say, if Israel does anything or even continues to do this, he would be more than willing to invade Israel. And he definitely said he would be more than willing to go into Lebanon to support and push Israel back out. So we're at that point where we're seeing the stuff that they said would be red lines. And I say they, I mean other countries in the Middle East, but more specifically Erdogan. But obviously Iran should be responding, like 2 weeks ago on this, and they haven't done anything. That's what's really interesting. So this hit that took place before the weekend that we told you about, the strike that took out leadership there, could be a catastrophic blow for them, but I doubt it.
And a massive war in the Middle East means a massive war for the world. None of us want to see this. I know that a lot of people that are kind of new to even just learning about all of this, watching either myself or any of my peers, a lot of people first, I think that fear actually turns into anger because it's kind of like a jump scare. Somebody jumps out of a garbage can, you get scared, then you punch them in the face. I feel like a lot of people are actually really scared right now, and a lot of people are not admitting it. We're not here to scare you, but we're here to tell you that you should have a plan in place right now when or if things go south. And right now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see what's going on right now. Right now, we have conflicts all over the world. And as we speak, just in our own country, we have so many events that are happening at the same time. We have threats to our former prez. We have threats to potentially the White House. They're shutting down airspace and weird things like that. So again, like right now is a very crucial time to get your family prepped. And then Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah suffocated in agony from toxic fumes inside bunker. So this is the strike that we were talking about before, and there was no confirmation. This was confirmed. It says an Israeli news outlet has claimed Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah may have suffocated from toxic gases inside a secret bunker after it was demolished by an Israeli airstrike. Officials pulled Nasrallah out of the bunker on Sunday, finding his intact with no visible wounds on him. So the bunker held up, but the air filters did not. This is at least what they're saying. This suggested that he was buried by rubble after 80 tons of bunker-busting explosions were dropped on his fortified hideout on Friday. The Israeli claims that the cave-in caused the 64-year-old to suffocate and perish in agony. Now, some may be celebrating that, and that's weird to say, but as far as how the other side looks at that and how the other side is going to take even the media and everybody saying he suffered in agony, they are going to now use that to their public and their supporters, and they're going to say, this is a martyr. Look at what he went through. This is this. He's going to be on the side of buildings. Nasrallah will be a 150-foot mural on a building probably by tomorrow, or probably already is. It's Monday, right? So this is a huge deal. This is the 5th martyr in their books, and it might even be 5. There might be a 6. That there's chatter about some other strike that may have just happened. But this means no good thing. Dex, do you want to go over stuck in SOS mode?
Well, and real quick, Jillian Mason says, keep your cash in your pocket, stay away from strange ladies who beg money. Good point there, right, Adam? That story you told. At least they ask in Europe. They just steal. So thank you for that. And then for love of country, wow, starting to get insane. God bless everyone here. Thank you, Marf, Dex, and all the mods for all you do.
Thank you for love of country, and thank you for the comment as well. By the way, if you haven't seen the video over on, it's on this channel, but it is yesterday's or last night's video. I just got home from friends, and I put that up, and that was I think about 8:30 prime time, like dinner time. That was at that Walmart that I had that experience, and it was about 7 o'clock. Somebody asked, like, what time did all these things happen? About 7 o'clock, dinner, shopping hour at the grocery store. So I want to point out that they're going at the busiest times. It's not like they're going when nobody's there and kind of hiding away. These people are straight up doing these scams in the day. So go check out that video. You definitely need to see that. You got to be warned about some of the stuff that they're doing. You don't want to be the mark on those scams. So if you like, what the heck is he talking about? Go see the video. It's over on marfooglenews.com, or you can go to the last video on this channel. Stuck in SOS mode. Verizon cell users reportedly hit by widespread U.S. Outage. Now, this is really weird. So Dex and I were talking about this before the show. And Dex actually heard that there might have been some phones that were bricked, like they don't work anymore now.
Yeah, that was some of the
weird.
headlines, and I think it's maybe it's just the fact that the phones were absolutely useless because they were in SOS mode outside of dialing SOS. But it was a big deal in the sense, and it was mostly, I think, that more widespread in the Midwest, and the West. So Chicago, Seattle were the hardest hit cities, where a lot of iPhones were stuck in SOS mode. But here's the deal: the FCC is investigating it, so they're getting involved. Obviously, that happens all the time, but they came out quickly to say they're now investigating this to figure out what happened. Of course, it's been resolved, but there was a large number of people. At least from just Down Detector alone, had over 28,000 reports. So that means many, many more people, because not everybody goes there to report it. So many, many more people. And I think it peaked at 105,000 reports later in the day. So Verizon had a big outage. We don't know what it is. We probably won't know. They don't typically tell us this stuff. If they do, they come out years later with it because they have permission, especially if it's a cyber event, to withhold that information for security reasons. So we won't know if there's something nefarious here, or if they just want to say, yeah, somebody was doing an update and pulled the wrong cable or did the wrong thing.
Okay, it's not that. So do you guys remember my video and my experience about a week and a half ago? I believe this is a test run. This is even more reason that you should not depend on cell phones and all of this stuff to be able to get a hold of your family in an emergency. You guys, do you remember the exact premise of what happened to us? Our phones were all put into SOS mode. There was no way. The internet went out at the same time. This is what was weird. I think it was like 1 something in the morning. The internet, or no, it was 11:40 at night. The internet went out, completely out. All internet, Wi-Fi, everything. But the crazy part is, so did the cell phones. I told you, I said I was 1 step away from bugging out. And I think that is the video that you need to go watch. Look at my description of what happened to us, and then read this article. You will see that these are identical, but the case is, ours was with T-Mobile. The first time they might be able to get away with, just an optic, cable might have been severed. Now you have a huge, massive Verizon outage happening in a huge chunk. Including my aunt actually was part of this, and I think she's in Western Washington or Idaho somewhere. She didn't have service, so this is like really, really, really obvious. Something is going on. Why specifically SOS? Sometimes when you lose, you'll lose reception. You won't be able to make a call, but it locks down your phone. So this is exactly, Dex, what happened to all of our phones, and that's weird.
That's loss of registration. So the phone thinks it's no longer registered on the network.
Yes. So instead of just no service, you don't have any service reception, it says your phone number is not registered on a network. It pulls you off of the system. That's exactly what just happened. Twice in a couple weeks. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. Do you guys believe it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you were part of this, comment what was the experience? And did you lose internet at the same time? I'm very curious to see that. That article is over on our website. If you want to join us for the rest of the news, there are more deployments. As you guys know, if you are subscribed and you are following our channels, you will know about every major deployment around the world. So make sure to subscribe, hit the all notification button right here. If you want to know all of the signs that we are deploying, all of these things, then follow us not only here on Marfoogle News, but also on our sister channel, Marfoogle TV. So join us over on the other channel in just a second. If you are watching the replay, just hit here. If you're in the chat, just stick around. We'll port you right over. Thank you, guys. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out.
We all know this is persuasion.